Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Styles B, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today, I'm reacting to Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor fight. Um, a lot of people, and I agree, a lot of people believe that this fight was a robbery. Amanda Serrano should have gotten the victory. When I watched the fight, I see that Amanda Serrano had actually landed the more accurate punches, the more powerful punches, and she was just a lot sharper. Katie Taylor did come out and fight a good fight. I don't want to take anything away from her. However, I do believe that she was delivering a lot of illegal headbutts that was just pretty unfortunate in any case because she's a great fighter. I just think that those headbutts took away from her fight, and she did lose a point actually, but I don't think that the headbutts took away from the fight as far as her putting up a good fight. I just think that it took away from the art of what she was there to do, or the talent that she has. I still believe that throughout all of the headbutts, her eyes being slightly blinded, I think that Amanda Serrano was still able to deliver a lot of great shots. And even though she was, later in the fight, she was getting hit a lot more. I think that she was able to kind of even out those with her punches when she would throw her combos. She would make sure that she was the one that was aggressive. She was always pushing forward. The only time I really seen her hurt was after the second headbutt, where she took the headbutt and Katie Taylor actually swung and hit her with a right hook, I believe it was. So I mean, if you look at the entire fight, I don't know what fight the judges was looking at. The whole entire world, everyone that was watching Netflix last night saw who won the fight. A lot of people believe that she was robbed. Um, and just like the first fight, it was a very close fight. The first fight was very close. However, we all believe that Amanda Serrano slightly edged her. Last night was just it was a little more, I could say she put in, it was it wasn't slightly, she really went in there and put the work in. I think that she won that one by at least 2-3 rounds. And personally, I think she beat her by 2 rounds. And if you include the point deduction, it's clear to see that she won that fight. But again, you leave it into the hands of the judges. A lot of these judges just, I don't know what they were watching. A lot of those, what were they watching? A lot of the combinations that Katie Taylor were landing, however, they just weren't ineffective. They weren't power shots. They were just to throw, try and create distance. But Amanda was just sharp. She was avoiding a lot of punches. She was blocking a lot of punches. Um, and she just looked much sharper, man. I just think that it's unfortunate that this has happened to her twice when she went in there and stood toe to toe. And even after the injury, I know she's gonna need surgery on that eye, but even after the injury, she remained. You could see that she was frustrated and really getting disappointed that the ref would not stop the headbutting. Not even just the ref, but Katie wouldn't stop the headbutting. So it really frustrated her. But she was still able to stay in there until the final bell. I'm not even sure if Katie Taylor's corner knew she won a fight, even thought she assumed she won a fight, because it looked like her coach was kind of surprised at the end of it. If you look back, you see that he was actually shocked when they mentioned Katie Taylor's name. I think that they was all expecting it to go to Amanda Serrano. So that just shows you how much the judges were not on board with the fight last night, and it's pretty unfortunate again. So I just want to give Amanda Serrano her credit and her flowers for an amazing fight, putting on an amazing performance for women. It was a huge feat for women, and it was definitely a great step in a great direction for women's sports, especially for women's boxing. I know Clarissa Shields has been one of the most dominant female boxers out there, in the past few years. So it's great to see. It's just it's a lot of women out there that can really put on a good show and put on a good fight and sell out a stadium. So that was amazing. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Mike Tyson fight, Jake Paul. I want to say personally, I want to also give Mike Tyson his flowers. I think Mike Tyson put on a hell of a fight. I know a lot of people say that the fight was rigged and the fight was thrown. Um, it can be a lot of different opinions on that. I just think that Mike Tyson was unable to continue to give you another 6.5 rounds of a fight. I think that he went out in the first round and he exerted a lot of energy. Excuse me. Excuse me. trying to chase Jake Paul around the ring. I think that Jake Paul younger legs got the best of Mike Tyson. He wasn't able to catch him as he wanted to. He did, however, land some great shots. It's just only when Mike Tyson was able to get close that he was able to land those shots. However, Jake Paul realized he did say that at the end of the fight that he didn't feel Mike's power, which I believe is actually a lie because you can clearly see that after the first round, after he was hit, he just continued to run after that, and he held Mike Tyson as much as possible. Once he was able to create a little distance, he was throwing some good shots. Jake Paul did land some great shots on Mike Tyson, who was able to actually, walk through those punches. I know a lot of people may say, I believe it was the third or the fourth round, Mike Tyson took some great punches from Jake Paul, which actually stumbled him. A lot of people may say that Mike Tyson was hurt, but I actually don't think that Mike Tyson was hurt. I believe that after the first round, Mike Tyson's legs was pretty much gave up on him, and he was just trying to stay afloat. And anybody knows that with any sport that it takes with boxing, fighting, UFC, karate, it doesn't matter, martial arts. You need your legs. Your legs is pretty much the most important. If you can't move to avoid punches, if you can't get close to your opponent, cut off the ring or anything like that, you're pretty much out of the fight. And that's one thing that Mike Tyson couldn't do. He couldn't cut off the ring. He couldn't chase Jake Paul around. He couldn't avoid punches. He couldn't. We're used to seeing Mike Tyson come rushing in like a pit bull, left to right, left to right, and he just couldn't do it. He did the first round. He did pretty good, but when you look at the training videos, training is one thing, and then getting in that ring is a totally different thing. With someone standing in front of you actually moving, the punching bag is going to move around a lot. You don't have to chase a punching bag. You don't have to, when you're hitting the mitts, you don't have to chase your partner around as much. You don't have to trace your trainers and your coaches around. So, excuse me, it's just it was a lot to deal with for Mike at 58 years old to be able to go in there and last for 8 rounds. It was just a historic feat. He did, however, make history last night. So I believe that Mike Tyson was able to still win that fight. He did, even though he lost, he had created a huge payday. His children was able to see him last 8 rounds. The younger generation that never, it's a lot of kids, 16, 17, that may have never seen Mike Tyson fight. Even with the Roy Jones fight, even seeing that was a great fight. Mike Tyson was able to move around, and that's that's what this generation remember. Those two fight. These are the two fights that they'll be able to remember seeing Mike Tyson give his all. But we was able to see Mike Tyson in his rarest form when he was just a dominant beast back in those days. So yeah, it did kind of feel. I wanted Mike Tyson to get those. I said to myself, I said to a lot of people, I said, listen, if Mike Tyson catches him in the first round with some good punches, it's pretty possible he could put him down. I didn't know if Mike Tyson would knock him out, but I did say Mike Tyson, that power that he possessed, he could pretty much put Jake Paul down in one of those rounds. I'm just glad that Mike Tyson didn't get hurt. He's still healthy. He's feeling pretty good. He walked off on his own accord after the fight. It did look like he was getting help out of the what's the little golf cart to get him to his training room. But other than that, man, Mike Tyson looked pretty good. He was able to walk off. Hopefully he didn't have to go to the hospital for anything. So yeah, that's a victory in itself, man. So that's all I pretty much want to say, man. Shout out to Mike Tyson. Jake Paul got his W. Y'all can hate it or love it, but it is a W. Mike Tyson took the loss. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. Amanda Serrano won. I think Amanda Serrano deserves the victory, and that's what it is, man. The rest of the fights was, yeah. So that's what it is, man. That's my opinion. That's my take on that Stocks B, man. That's all I want to say. Until next time, man. Thanks for tapping in, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button so somebody else can hear it. You hear me? Until next time.